Hello guys, it's Peter again. We have another replay here to discuss. It's by Marauder, playing together with Rubber Band on Northwest, and he's in his T54. But he has several options on this map. I personally don't like the AB line anymore that much. I like the new part on the map on the bottom. I think the T54 fits that quite well because he doesn't really excel in either camo, view range, or gun handling, sniping, alpha, anything like that. So he should really be going AB line, and I like that Marauder's not going there. He's splitting up with Rubber, who's also in T54, and that makes it only that much better to go down here. And there's not much else coming down here. That's what we can see so far. A couple of big guys going up the B line, but well, let's see how the game develops for a bit. Apparently the chance to win was 60% on this one. And Marauder has a nice spot here where he's hoping for some snipe shots. Looks about the perfect distance to... if you look at the minimap, you can see that he's actually just out of view range for those guys sitting up there, but he still has the draw distance to shoot anything. Personally, I haven't been to the spot yet, but apparently you can shoot over. Sadly though, no one is really spotting at the Comet. Who went there didn't really do anything. First enemy spot is an IS-3. The overall tank composition is 2 RDs for each side. Pretty good RDs as well, at least for our team. And not many TDs, 1 light tank each. And since nobody actually went through the BC line from our team, none of the fast tanks like the Comet, he pulled back being an orange scrub. Actually they got an E50 up that ridge, which is pretty bad. But Marauder's getting shots here. He was waiting for 2 minutes now, and finally someone's showing up, and it's paying off to sit in the spot. Something I will really note down for any of my sniping tanks. The only thing I don't like about the position is that you definitely, you can get some free shots off, but the damage you do doesn't help the team that much, because if the people are not really stupid due to your low alpha, you will not be able to kill anybody. And putting a couple of shells in the TDs or whatever sniping back there doesn't really make them stop sniping. They're just going to reposition, get back and cover, stuff like that. And since we don't really have spotting ourselves, we've basically 3 minutes have passed and both Rubber and Marauder haven't been doing much, which personally I don't really like. There's a big fight going on the H line where they could be involved. Like, there's 4 of their tanks, 5 of their own tanks, which they could support, being the tier 9s in this battle. With 5 and 5 in tier 9s, you really shouldn't be the guy sniping as a tier 9, I think. You must be aware of the fact that you have to carry hard, and carrying not only means racking up the damage when everybody else is dead, it also means racking up the damage and killing the guys early in the game. So all the time goes by, and we have had some shots of opportunity. I can't see what Rubber's doing, but I assume he doesn't have much more than Marauder. And again, if you look at the minimap, there's an E75 and a Lorraine 40T, 2 very big T9s that definitely need to go. Fighting a Tiger 2 and a T71, and I think there was another tank back there just a moment ago. If both T54s had gone in that fight there, which they easily could have, seen their mobility, they could have taken out the Lorraine 40T for sure, and then and quickly and easily, and then 4-on-1 the E75, maybe losing a bit of health, but that would have been a big win. Instead, he's just sitting in the middle and trying to get snipe shots in. And that's something I think that many people start out as like pretty bad players, and they die early and then overcommit and stuff. So what they do is they full reverse into more of a campy style, or more of a taking shots of opportunity, like Marauder's doing here, and that's not really bad in a way. Often it's good. I pointed out in this case why I don't like it in this case specifically. We didn't get shots off on the guys in the front. We got shots off in the back line and we couldn't kill them, just from the position we were in, the tank we were in. And seeing that we are top tier, it's also not as good. It's really something that it's quite okay if we were in a tier 7 or tier 8 and couldn't really fight head on, but in T54, in a platoon of 2, the weight on your shoulders is so much higher. You cannot just do 1,000 damage in the first 5 minutes and expect to win the game, I would say. So that so far has been the biggest thing. I mean, his shooting has been okay. Wasn't really much to comment on. But that's something to keep in mind. Just the overall tactic. That's what you have to use the first 30 seconds for. Figure out what tier you're in, what the enemies have. Then you would have seen, okay, there's 3 tanks on tier 9 on your team and 4 on their team, and we have 2 Audis and they have 1 Audi in tier 9. So it's you really can't sit back as one of the tier 9s in this game, and seeing so few TDs, you also don't have to be too worried about anybody sitting back and sniping in the ass. And what the sort of the logical conclusion of a game like this is that you might be able to rack up some damage in the end against tanks that are advancing now and maybe shooting your teammates, but you will get eventually pinched in the middle of a lot of tanks, and it just won't, without any teammates, even the best players will have a lot of trouble winning. I mean, you might be able to carry those from time to time, but it's only going to be so much harder. Just because it's only 3 more teammates left, and seeing, okay, well, at least there's no Ardi involved anymore, so it's 5 real tanks against 7 of their real tanks plus 2 Ardi, so there's still a chance to win, I would say. But this damage that's being done now to the Tiger P, for example, that counts up on your damage meter that we see up on top. But that's damage I personally would consider as useless damage, because it didn't really help winning the game. It only was farmed, so to say, in the end when the game was already lost, sort of. And here we die with 3,000 damage, but seeing that only like 500 of it was done in a time of the game where it was important, and those 500 weren't really on tanks that were important. That shows, that's basically the reason why this game was lost, I think. I know both Rob and Marauder are very good tankers. I've played with Marauder quite a while, and he's definitely a very good tanker. It was just a strategic mistake here, I think, to go in a sniping position as one of the few top tier tanks instead of engaging. And you can take opportunistic damage. You don't have to be the one taking it all, but as I said, like, the opportunities arise. There was a Tiger 2 fighting an E75, for example. That's where you probably should have engaged. So that's for this one, and I hope everybody learned something. I saw this nice sniping position. I definitely take this one in like a Panther in a tier 9 game, or I'll take it in an Indian Panther in a tier 10 game, but I probably wouldn't take it in a sort of good medium tank as top tier. That is it. See you next time.